Yo, what's up? How old are you? Thank you for the ICU. Thank you, David. Okay. Let's get this next individual up here. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024, y'all. All right, let's get this next individual. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Only Parker is talking. I mean lying. Send a guest request. I invited you. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
How well do you think it would work on the screen?
All right, let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024, y'all. Keep tapping that screen. Let's run it up to 1.5 million likes, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
What's going on, Parker?
Are you voting Trump?
I am voting Trump, buddy.
And why is that, sir?
Well, first off, let me just say something. So I'm a big believer that whether you're Republican or Democratic, it doesn't mean you have to believe every policy of that party. So, there's certain things that I don't agree with, and there's certain things I do agree with. But at the end of the day, hearing from what you were talking about earlier, and by the way, let's just get one thing clear. Let's have a civil convo and don't overtalk me, please, because you're pretty bad for that, boss. So, and I get it. It's your stream. Have at it, buddy. You're doing a good job. However, my big thing about conspiracy and truth is this. So we call it conspiracy because everything
Do you
we've
live in
been
the United
told.
States?
I actually don't.
Okay.
Good.
All right, let's go to the next individual. All right. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello?
Yeah, are you voting Trump?
Yo, hell yeah. I'm a Mexican American. Viva la raza. Mexicans for Trump. Let's go, baby. Let's
So
go.
I have a question. How do you feel about Donald Trump saying that people who are coming here from Mexico, they're rapists, they're
But
criminals?
they're not
Some he
from-
assumes are good
It's
people.
mostly South America. You're racist for saying it's from Mexico. Dude.
No, he said
look at
Mexico.
Who's coming.
Wait,
It's mostly South Americans.
Hey, Robert.
Okay.
He literally,
Let's
he
talk,
himself
let's
said
talk, let's
Mexico.
talk.
He said Mexico. I didn't.
No,
I
he
didn't
did
say
not,
that. He
dude.
said
You're
Mexico.
lying.
Most people. I do agree with you.
watched
Most
that
people.
speech, bro.
Respectfully, most people who are coming to the country, who are going through the southern border, they're not from Mexico. You are totally right. I'm not disputing that. But I'm telling you what Trump said himself. I can show you the clip if you would like to see it. He said Mexico's not sending their best people. They're rapists. They're criminals. Some he assumes are good people. Even though rapist and criminal not only applies to Donald Trump, right? But like undocumented immigrants coming to the country who he was referencing, right? He's referencing people who commit crimes at a lower rate, violent crime at a multiple times lower rate than natural born U.S. citizens. Can you unmute? I sent you a thing to unmute. Click your profile picture and then click the microphone. Like I'll play the clip if you'd like. Yo, I appreciate the swan. Thank you so much, David. Robert, click your profile picture in the bottom right and then click the microphone. There you go. Go for it.
Okay, so dude, play the clip, but don't edit it. Just show the whole thing because I've seen it. I've seen the whole thing, and the media lies about Trump. First of all, if you think about him calling murders and rapists Mexicans, that's racist itself because most of the people who cross are South Americans. So how can you say what Trump said and turn it on Mexicans? I'm Mexican American. And you're going to turn it on Mexicans, what Trump said, but when it's mostly South Americans crossing, bro, why? Why do that to yourself? Okay, I'm listening.
Listen.
I'm listening.
He literally says when Mexico sends their people.
Okay, yes, okay, yeah, okay, I'm listening.
Sorry, here I have to put it on full screen. Here we go.
Go ahead. I've seen this clip before.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best.
They're not
They're not
sending their
sending
best.
you. They're not
No,
sending
they're not
you.
sending it there. That's true.
They're sending people that have lots of problems.
Yep.
And they're
Yep.
bringing those problems with us.
Mm-hmm. That is
They're
true.
bringing drugs. They're bringing
Yep.
crime. They're
I
rapists.
I live in Texas. That is true.
Can you stop talking over it, dude? Respectfully,
I'm
bro.
sorry,
I'm
I'm sorry.
trying to be nice to you. Can you please be
I'm
quiet?
sorry. Let's listen to
Jesus
it.
Christ,
sorry.
I'm respectfully playing the clip
I'm
that you
sorry.
asked
Don't
for.
use Jesus
Be
Christ.
quiet or I will
Don't use
mute
his
you.
name. Don't use his name in vain. Okay, let's
I
go.
will use it in vain as much as I want. I don't give a shit.
I am sorry, but that.
If you don't want me to do it, stop cutting me off.
Let's go. Let's go. Mexican American here, by the way, not a white boy.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. But I speak to border guards, and they tell us what we're getting. And it only makes common sense. It only makes common sense.
Okay, so Donald Trump says they're rapists. Some, I assume, are good people. Okay, so that's quite literally saying that most of the people coming from Mexico into the United States are rapists and bad people. That's what he's saying. Now, that is very fucked up to me. I would hope that if you think the same thing, right, you think that's bad as well. Right? And there's also no evidence that Mexico is sending people who are rapists and criminals to this country. Again, they didn't send Donald Trump to the country. Click your profile picture and click the microphone. Yeah, everyone tap that screen. Let's get to 1.5 million likes. Robert, are you there, man?
I'm here. My great grandpa fought in the Mexican Revolution War. He chose to stay in Texas, and that's why my family is here. My family's always been legal. And for you, a white boy, tell me that Trump is racist for that speech is crazy, man. It's crazy because
Wait, I wasn't saying that's what's saying he's racist. I was asking you how he. Hey,
but he didn't call Mexicans racist.
Robert, as a Mexican American, I was asking you, right, how you feel about Trump saying that about people who are coming from Mexico. That's what I was asking,
that's
okay?
true, though.
I was not saying he was
so-
racist based upon that. I'll give you claims to say he's racist. Do you want me to give you the reason why he's
have you-
racist?
have
He
you
wouldn't rent
watched-
to black people in 1973. They literally would tell people who are black there are no openings, right, to rent to them, but to people who are white there are openings at the very same time.
So
Deanna,
you
thank you so much
wanna
for
go
the
back to the
description.
past? What
He
about-
popularized the
what about
birther
Biden
movement,
being
saying that
friends
Barack.
with-
He popularized the birther movement, saying Barack Obama was born in Kenya, not the United States, when we have a birth certificate of him born in the United States. He said that Kamala Harris turned black, denying the fact that she was black prior. I appreciate the hand art. Thank you so much. He said the Central Park Five, right, a group of 5 black boys, right. He said they specifically, right, were guilty. He said they should have received the death penalty when they've been exonerated of their crimes, and he's never apologized for it. That is the history of what Donald Trump has done.
Me on that. So you're bringing up black people now. So let's bring up black people now because you can't talk shit to me about Mexican racism because you're a white boy in a right privilege neighborhood.
Mexican isn't a race.
Okay, well, Mexican American. My bad. I'm sorry.
That's not a race either.
It's not a race because we're mixed breed between Spaniards, Indians, and just all Americans are mixed. There's no true
Indians.
breed.
Are you trying to say Native Americans or Indigenous
Native
Americans?
American. No, if
Thank
you
you, little
bring
cunt.
that
Thank
up,
you so
dude,
much.
we're all mixed. We're all mixed, dude.
It's still not a race
We're
though,
all
right?
mixed, Parker. We're all mixed, Parker. There is no true breed, man. This is America, dude. That's
Robert,
what makes
I'm
America
just.
so strong. It's because we're all mixed.
I appreciate
That's
the
why
sympathy. Thank you so much.
America is so strong.
Yeah, I think diversity is a strength of America.
That
now
is the strength of
conservatives,
America.
Republicans, and people like Donald Trump think it's not. They want to
It is,
specifically
though.
close the borders, and they want less
No,
people
but you
coming to the
have to
country
close the border.
because
Okay,
they think and they believe in the white genocide theory,
No, it's
which is
not the white
bullshit.
genocide theory. It's not the white genocide.
That's
The
what they
reason-
believe in, though. There are
I
people
live
on
in
his
Texas.
team that believe that.
I live in
Tree, thank you for the
Texas.
$2. Thank you so much.
Okay,
And Tree said, as a proud Mexican American, we do not claim him.
So I don't give a fuck if they don't claim me. She can suck my nuts and all. But I'm sorry for the profanity. That's not right. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. But you got so many people pouring in for the border.
I accept your apology.
You got people coming from California, New York lost Senate. They lost Congress seats. California lost Congress seats. Texas gained 2 Congress seats because of the amount of people flowing from those states. And now you got
How many people do you think left California? They give you the hand heart.
Millions.
Okay, so
You got
millions
bu-
didn't
you got
leave.
businesses
Robert,
coming over here.
I live in
You
Los
got
Angeles.
businesses coming
Millions,
over here.
Robert, millions didn't leave. I live in Los Angeles, right? It wasn't
My
millions.
wife came from
But
New
I
York
do
and
agree
left
people
because
did
she-
leave California. And the reason is because there's so many people here, okay? The
Yeah, no,
demand is
I
so
agree with
high
that,
in the
Parker. I agree-
cities.
I agree with
Listen,
you on that, Parker. Yeah.
yeah, the demand is so high that like the housing prices are so
Yes,
high for
yes.
basic houses that in
And-
other
and
states,
that's gonna
right,
float
would be
around.
would
That's
be
gonna float
significantly
around, yeah.
less money. And the
Yes,
same
and
thing's
that's
true
gonna
for New
float
York.
around. There's gonna be people migrating, and that's gonna float around. That,
Yeah, so they're going towards
no matter what
areas.
politics that can happen. That's
Okay, so they're going towards areas. Thank you for the handout. Thank you so much. That have less demand. That's why the housing prices are lower. Right, and again, you can love California. You can think California is great, but because of the housing prices, you have to leave, and that's totally legitimate. Again, I will always agree with people that say that the housing prices are insane in California. I totally agree. Housing prices are ridiculous, but it's because so many people want to live here because it's genuinely a good place to live. Okay, the best weather you've ever experienced is in California. I have never experienced better weather. Right, there's not high humidity. Right, it's good temperature year round. Right, even when it's hot outside, it's not like an overwhelming heat. California is incredible. You're a few hours away from the mountains. You're like an hour away from the beach. Incredible. Okay. Now, again, so many people say a bunch of bad things about LA, and trust me, there are absolutely issues with LA, and there are absolute points in time where LA's weather is not the greatest. I totally agree. But the point I'm making is that because of like California being a great place to live, that's why the demand is so high. Okay. Tree, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. Again, it has its issues. I totally agree. Has big issues. But so many people want to live here, and that's for a reason. All right. Let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024, y'all.
Hey, Parker.
Jack, are you voting for Trump as well?
Of course.
Why so?
Why so? Why not?
Yeah, so like I said before, he's been held civilly liable of sexual abuse, defamation, fraud. He has 34 felonies. He tried to overthrow the government. He tried to restrict women's access to abortion. He called for a complete and total shutdown of Muslims entering the country. He tried to...
Allegedly.
He did all of those things.
Do you want to touch my hairy legs, Parker? Do you want to touch my hairy legs like Biden says?
I agree that's a weird thing to say.
That is a
but
weird thing to say.
I never disputed that. But like the
My
point
hairy
is
legs, man.
one, it's kind of weird that it's kind of weird that you dream about Joe Biden, right?
No,
and Donald
I'm not
Trump
dreaming,
also
but
said,
you're bringing up
is it
personal
weird that
things
Donald Trump
says,
is
and
it
you would
weird
ignore
is it
things that
weird
Biden
is
says.
it
doesn't
is
make
it
any
weird?
sense.
I will say it's weird with Trump, by the way. I mean
No,
Trump
but
and
you're
Biden.
trying to judge
So can you please listen to what I'm saying?
And the country.
Robert, I'm about to kick you from my live because
ran the
every single
country
time I
better than
speak, I
Biden.
have to literally
That is a
mute you because
fact.
you don't shut up.
I'm a Mexican American that will say that you're white boy privilege.
Cool. Now, Robert, if you want to have a conversation with me, I would love to have a conversation. But every single time that we speak, I have to mute you because you literally can't stop. Appreciate the goose. Thank you so much. So I will let you go and continue, but you got to actually engage in conversation. Now, Jack, are you driving?
No, I am not. I am sitting in my car, but I am not driving.
Okay, so why are you voting for Trump?
I'm voting for Trump because I saw with my very own two eyes in 2017 to 2021, U.S. was at its best. We were flourishing, prospering, businesses were glowing, grocery prices were low, gas prices were low, world was at peace. You know, everything.
Jack, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Yeah, how good was the unemployment in COVID?
Well, come on, you can't. You're talking about the last year with COVID? No one had control over. Actually, we were following this far left Dr. Fauci.
Can I run down that actually? So hold up. So you said you didn't have any control over that. So you don't blame Trump for a global pandemic? Sure, I totally agree. I don't blame Trump for a global pandemic.
Okay.
I can blame how he responded, but like I'm not going to blame him for the global pandemic. Similarly, we shouldn't blame Biden-Harris administration for global inflation. You can blame their responses for things, but why are you blaming them for global inflation?
I never said I'm blaming them for global inflation.
Okay, so then why are you saying that, prices were lower, that's why I'm voting for Trump? Because that's not a good reason to vote for Trump.
His policies make a lot better sense than Harris. Hey, let me ask you a question. Why were all the Democrats on board with Biden for many months prior to Harris being elected after Biden stepped down? You, Harry, Jeff, Aaron, the law, the whatever, you guys were all talking so highly of Biden for the longest period of time. And then now all of a sudden it's Kamala. Like that tells me that Democrats aren't solid with their party. They just go with whatever Pelosi, Newsom, and whatever pushes.
No. Here, let me clarify to you. Just thank you for the subscription. Thank you so much. We don't care about the person. We're not a cult. We care about the policy. Right? We care about what's going to be the effect on the country. right? Facts over feelings.
so
we
Biden's-
don't just follow Trump because we're in a cold, you know.
No, I mean, so Biden's and Harris's policies are very similar because you guys supported Biden's policies and now you guys are supporting Harris's
So I
policies.
mean, I definitely have my disagreements, right? But I do think that Harris's policy is better. I think Harris's character is better. I think almost every quality about Harris is better than Donald Trump.
No,
Almost every
I'm
single one.
talking about Harris and Biden only specifically.
Can you name a quality that Donald Trump has that's better than Harris?
Honesty. He's
Honesty? Are you trolling? He's been lying about the election for the past few years with no sufficient evidence to indicate that he won. He said he didn't have sex with Stormy Daniels. How well did that go for him in a criminal court? He said that he didn't sexually abuse E. Jean Carroll. How well did that go for him in a civil court?
Listen, he's a human being, and
He lies over and over and over and over again. 30,000 recorded lies under his administration.
Okay, I mean, you guys, you have to understand that there's millions of people who vote for this convicted felon that you're labeling Trump to be. It tells you a lot that people would rather vote for this convicted felon than the no experienced, zero voted Harris to be president. So that tells you a
This
lot.
country has misogyny. This country has racism. This country has real issues, right? And these real issues, like conspiracy, are exacerbated by figures like Donald Trump. They're willing to surround in a cult behind an orange figure like Donald Trump, right? But they're not willing to actually look at any of the effective policy that he's advocating for. It's been 9 years. He has no health care policy. It's been 9 years. He hasn't done anything about the border. It's been 9 years. He undermined the border bill. It's been 9 years. He's trying to undermine a ceasefire, yet he said he advocates for peace. It's been 9 years. He's sitting up here, and now he's got 34 felonies. He's tried to overthrow the government. He restricted women's access to abortion. Appreciate the head mustache. Thank you so much. He's been held civilly liable of sexual abuse. He said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. He said he likes to walk into changing rooms of naked teenage girls who quote-unquote own the place. And yet you're still voting for this guy. All this shit came out about him and has shown that he's a worse candidate. Appreciate the little crown. Thank you so much. He's never won a popular vote, and he's not going to win it now. This country is going to reject Donald Trump. It's going to reject the far right like it's done in Europe, like it's done in Canada, like it's done everywhere around the world. It's going to reject the far right.
January 28, 2019, Kamala came on TV and said that Trump's border plan is medieval, blah, blah. It was something basically talking against Trump's plan on January 28, 2019. Look it up. And now she's creating a policy to create the border. Democrats were talking about when Trump introduced it, border's going to be...
Yeah, so she is advocating for conservative border policy. I'm not disputing that. And I definitely have my disagreements with the border policy that they're proposing here. But the point I would make very clearly is that when they give you the border policy you like, you complain about it. Okay? So they're giving you the border policy you like and you're still complaining about it. Right? And they're not going to create a border. The border already exists.
No, it's not about us complaining about it. It's about she's just literally copycatting everything that Trump is putting out. And
Okay, but I thought she was a socialist. So
Okay,
if she's a socialist, but she's copycatting Trump's policy. Is Trump a socialist?
let me
Got
ask
it.
you this. Let me ask you this. Why is Harris hiding? Why is
Can you
she
answer
not-
my question first?
What-
If she's a copycat and she's also a far left extremist socialist communist, appreciate the confetti. Thank you so much. Then is Trump a communist far left extremist?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
So-
So that guy just got removed for community guidelines, by the way. But so again, she's not a far left communist extremist, and Donald Trump is lying to you.
Where is your nominee right now? Why is she not doing any interviews? Why is she not talking to the press? Why
She's doing an interview tomorrow. She has talked to the press. I can show you a video of her right now talking to the press. Do you want to see it?
I would love to actually. Is it? And you're saying someone's interviewing her tomorrow?
Yes.
How do you respond to the debate? The fact that she agreed to it and now she wants all these rules.
Wait. Donald Trump is the one that wants rules too. So I don't know why you're saying it's okay for him to have rules, but not for her.
No. Donald Trump's rule is saying, "Hey, listen, we agree. I'll come to your ABC platform and debate with you." And then when Harris introduced all these rules, okay, let's watch the video first. Sound quality bad, man.
Well, I mean, you just look at it in terms of what we are talking about.
I'm just giving you an example. You can look it up
Sure,
yourself. But
Sure.
like the point I'm making is I'm showing you a video specifically of her, explaining things to someone. All right. Do give it a second. Yo, everyone tap that screen. Let's run it up to 1.5 million likes. Share the live as well, everyone. Jack, I can't hear you. If you're MAGA, type it in the comment section right now and I will bring you up. If you're MAGA, type in the comment section right now, and I'll bring you up.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I do hear you.
Okay. I mean, in the end, I think that, you know, what I've seen with my very own two eyes this past 10 years, life was so much better under Trump than Biden. And
So
Harris,
can you name one policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed that benefit the middle class more than it benefit rich people?
I mean, in his 2016 policies, is that what you're asking?
Can you give me any policy that he influenced to get passed that benefit the middle class more than it benefit rich people?
Can you give me one that Biden has?
Yeah, so the infrastructure bill, the bipartisan infrastructure bill, the Chips and Science Act, the PACT Act, the Inflation Reduction Act. Those are things that benefit the middle class more than it benefit rich people. Now, can you explicitly tell me what policy that Biden or that Trump influenced to get passed that benefit the middle class more than it benefit rich people?
I can't specifically tell you what he did to do that, but what I can tell you is that, you know, I live in California myself. I live in the
I
Bay
live
Area.
in California as well.
Yeah, I heard you live in LA. I live in Bay Area. All I know is that we are going in the wrong direction. And by the way, earlier you said people are leaving California because of housing prices. Yes, that's true. I agree with you. But majority of the people
Because
that
there's so many people want to live here.
because of Newsom is because of the far left.
No, it's not because of Newsom.
Oh my
What is
God.
Newsom's approval rating in California?
It should be very damn low. That's what it should be. Newsom is tearing up California. He's breaking.
What policy?
He's growing California.
What policy do you dispute of his?
Out. Everything.
Name me one policy you dislike of his.
The $150,000 to the migrants coming in illegally to buying first-time home buyers. That's
So he didn't give 150,000 to an individual person. That's a total lie.
I didn't say individual person.
So did you know that Newsom's approval rating is higher than Donald Trump's?
Where are you getting that from?
I'm getting that from reformcalifornia.org. And you can find the approval rating of Donald Trump on 538.
Okay.
Donald Trump's approval rating, favorability rating is 43%. Newsom is 44.
As of what day are the or what number what date are these numbers as of?
Yeah, this is of 2024. So yeah, I think that's kind of funny. Yeah, nothing, buddy. Everyone tap that screen. Let's get to 1.5 million likes. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App in the bio. Jack is getting toasted, cooked, served.
See, that's what you guys do. Whenever you guys feel like you guys have nothing left, you guys attack people personally. That's exactly.
Hey man, you can't take a joke, dude. You're a joke,
That's your
man.
guys' motto.
Can you not take a joke?
I mean, if you're joking about my
Yeah, thank you so much for the galaxy. Thank you so much, Sale.
keep them coming, keep them coming.
Yeah, I can't take a joke. I thought you guys were about the jokes. Oh, if you can't take a joke, how do you feel about Donald Trump saying that he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years?
I've never heard him say that.
Do you want to hear him say it right now?
Absolutely.
I got you. All right, it's right here. Just wait for the advertisement right now. Give it a 1 second. So would you vote for him if he said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years?
I got to understand the context of why he's saying that. If he's saying that generally,
Can you tell me what context it's okay to say
I
that?
mean, is he talking about he personally would date? Is he talking about someone else?
He said he personally would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. So what context justifies saying that to a fifth grader? Anthony, thank you so much for the $15 for the nightly tip. Thank you so much. Jack, can you tell me the context?
I've never heard what you're saying. So are you going to
Can
play
you just tell me the context that justifies it?
Like, I never said a context would justify. I'm trying to understand what you're.
Okay, so no context justifies it, right?
Let's listen to that.
Soon, Thursday night, you going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
What did he say? That doesn't. That's your.
Thursday night, you going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
How do you know he's saying that to a 10-year-old?
Did you hear her? I'll play it again.
Soon, Thursday night, you going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
he's probably talking to a child about maybe an older adult standing next to the child. If he was talking to a girl.
Thursday night. You going up the escalator?
Yeah.
I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
So why would he say I'm going to be dating to her in 10 years if he would have been saying I'm going to date you in 10 years? So boom.
He's talking. Okay, so listen,
Toasted, roasted. Sorry,
listen.
dude.
No,
Parker,
I want you to. I'll explain.
Wrong.
So he was
Okay.
having an interview with someone,
Create your own
right?
context.
And he sees a 10-year-old girl that's going up an escalator,
Okay.
right? And he says to the 10-year-old girl that's going up the escalator, and says,
Dude, just drop it.
are you
He
gonna
would have
be-
said, I would be dating you in 10
Yeah,
years
sorry.
if he was talking to a
No,
10-year-old girl.
because he said that he said it as to like the person he was interviewing. Now listen, I'll play the video again. You can literally hear him say it to her, her respond, yeah, and then him saying to another person, "Can you believe it? I'm going to be
How do
dating
you
her
know
in
he's
10
saying
years."
it to another person?
Wait. So
How
who
do
is
you
the
know he's
her?
saying it to another
Who is
person?
the her? Who is the her?
Exactly. Who is the her? You
The
can't
10-year-old
just 'cause
girl.
you-
Listen.
You're assuming that.
No, listen.
Thursday
Okay.
night. You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Then why
If
don't you
he
go,
was talking to that little girl, you first pointed out that it's a
Thursday
little
night.
girl's
You going up
voice.
the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Okay, so he's clearly talking to a little girl, and if he was directing that he's gonna date that little girl, he would have said, "I'm gonna be dating you in 10 years."
Thursday night. You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you
Her. That's the key word, dude. Sorry, man. I think you lost this one.
Yeah, because he's saying it in reference about the little girl. He said,
He's
"Are you going up
talking
the
to
escalator?" She
Uh-huh.
said, "Yeah." He
Okay.
said, "Can you believe it? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years." It's explicit. Matthew, thank you for the $3.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. That's my whole point. You guys, that's why I said I need to understand the context. I need to hear it because I can't judge. And to answer your question, even after hearing that, yes, absolutely, I'm going to be voting for Trump because he never said, "Hey, little girl, I'm going to date you in 10 years." If he had said that, absolutely, I would be like, dude, Parker,
He
you
did
got
say it to a
dope.
10-year-old girl. Yo, Caitlin, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
He probably did tell a 10-year-old girl that he's going to be dating someone in 10 years, but he never said, "I'm going to be dating you in 10 years. So, sorry.
He,
dude.
he said, "I'm
Anyway.
going to be dating her in 10 years."
Yeah, telling the little girl that he's going to be dating someone in 10 years. Her, whoever her
He
is.
said her. That's the 10-year-old girl.
Okay. Hey, dude, if you were talking to me right now and you're telling me about someone else, wouldn't you be saying, "Hey, he was saying this," rather than, or would you be telling me, "Hey, Jack, you are saying that"? Do you know the difference between you and her? She, you, her, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so who is the she he's referencing? The person he just talked
We don't
to.
know that. That's my point. We don't know that. But it's definitely not the 10-year-old girl, because if it was the 10-year-old girl, he would have said, "I'm going to be dating you in 10 years. He never said you. He said her. There can be 15 girls over there. One of them can be a 80-year-old woman. One of them can be
So
a
I
60-year-old
played you the
woman.
clip,
So we don't know.
and you literally listen. I played the clip. You literally heard her respond to him. Okay.
Yes,
He
he got his
directed
attention.
it to her specifically, and then
Okay.
she specifically said that. Yo, everyone's saying that the video. The video is of the escalator. It's not directly. If someone would like to send me the different video that they're referencing, I'd love to see it. Right now, I just know that it's an audio. Okay, everyone. So if you'd like to tell me where that is, I'd love to see that.
I'd love
Brian,
to
thank
see
you
it
for the
too,
$5. Thank you
honestly.
so much. That the videos of the escalator, right? It's not like you can see something like very clearly, but there's no reason to dispute this being said because there was no AI in 1992.
Dude, come on, man. You very well know that if he was talking to her,
Why would he say that he'd be dating a girl? Wait, I have a question.
Play it again.
Jack,
play it again and pause it.
Jack. Why? Yeah,
and I'll
again.
walk you through it.
Jack, can I please ask you the question?
Of course.
Okay. So why would he be saying that he'd be dating the girl in 10 years if it is the case that she was already of age? Madison, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that question? Why would he-
Someone wanted to clarify that that he's being interviewed, by the way. I did clarify that, and I think you heard that. Right? Why would he say that he would be dating her in 10 years if the girl was of age?
Listen, he can be saying that for a lot of things. He's probably, let's look at it in an open mind. Maybe that girl doesn't live in the United States or doesn't live in a state, and she's planning on moving down here, and he's saying, yeah, in 10 years, there's no age that's being directed. There's no minor.
She said, yeah. You heard her. She sounds like a minor. If
Sure,
you don't think that,
but he's not
here, Jack.
talking to her
Jack, I'm
about
going to be
dating
totally
her.
honest with you. If you don't think that was a minor, you're either incredibly
Parker,
dumb, or you're
okay.
so partisan,
I
or
never said that
you are
she's
so
not,
partisan,
she doesn't sound like.
or you are so partisan that you can't acknowledge when Donald Trump has clearly done something wrong. You are reaching so unbelievably far. Caleb, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Caleb. I really appreciate it, Caleb. Thank you so much. And Coyoteum, thank you so much. I appreciate the dollar. Thank you so much. By the way, if anyone had that direct video, I'd love to see it. Type it in the general chat or the lives chat, because I would love to see what you guys are referencing. But Jack, do you want to respond to that? Like, everyone knew that he was referring to the minor. You're like the only person that's disputed this. Jack, you can click the profile picture and then click the microphone.
Am I on? Okay.
Yes, I hear you.
Listen, man, I never said that girl's voice doesn't sound like a minor. Of course it sounds like a little girl. I don't know how old, but it definitely sounds like a minor. I'm not denying the fact that he's talking to this minor. But when he is talking to her, she says, yeah. And then he says, I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. He's talking to her.
It's clearly in relation to him.
But I'm asking you,
It's clearly in relation to her.
But
he's
don't you think
he's
he would've
clearly
said,
referring to the little girl that he just
how
talked
do
to.
you know that, though? That's my point. Do you have proof that he's referring to her? And my proof.
Yes, I did. We just heard it. You just heard it yourself.
I have proof. No, I heard the voices, but he's probably talking about another woman who's standing there.
Wait, no, he just referenced. So, okay, again, he references the kid. He said, "Are you going up the escalator?" The little kid says, "Yeah."
Okay.
Right after he says that,
okay,
he then talks to the interviewer and says, "Can you believe it? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years." He just referred to the little girl.
You
that's
just told
clearly
me he was talking
be quiet.
to her.
Be quiet. It's clearly in reference to the kid.
Earlier
That's
you're
clearly
like, he's talking
clearly
to a
in
little
reference to the kid.
You're saying that he's talking to a little kid, and now all of a sudden he's talking to the interviewer.
I just explained it. Listen.
Okay, buddy. I've
explained it 3 times now. Jack, please listen. Please listen. Please listen. Jack, please listen. I've explained it to you 3 times very, very, very patiently. So please listen.
Okay.
Because right now I do have the right to scream at you because you're so fucking dense. But I want you to sit here and I want you to listen to me say it to you peacefully. Okay?
Okay. Go ahead. Repeat
Jesus
yourself.
Christ. I said he was doing an interview. The girl goes up the escalator. The escalator, right? He asked her, "Are you going up the escalator?" The girl responds to Donald Trump. She says, "Yes." He then turns to the interviewer and says, "Can you believe it? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Again, in reference to the kid that he just referenced himself and talked to.
Can I respond?
Andrew, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo for this guy's mental gymnastics for these cult members is phenomenal. Unbelievable. Again, why would he have to clarify in 10 years if it was an adult? That doesn't make any sense.
Parker, can I ask, how do you know he turned around talking to an interviewer referencing the little girl? How do you know that?
I don't think you're engaging genuinely at this point. This is
Okay,
unbelievable.
Okay.
How do we know? I just explained it to you.
No,
I just explained the entire context
There's an interviewer there. First of all, you're assuming that he's referencing the little girl. You're assuming all this stuff.
I'm not just assuming. I'm telling you what happened.
Yeah,
I'm showing you what happened.
This is all the stuff that the DNC has fed you. Like I said, Jeff, Harry, Aaron, all you guys.
So
and
you said the DNC gave us this, right?
everything you guys.
So you think I'm paid by the DNC?
Excuse me?
You think I'm paid by the DNC?
I don't know who you're paid by.
Mallory, thank you for the
You're definitely
$5.
paid by
Thank you so
someone.
much, Mallory. Who do you think I'm paid by?
Someone. Some Democratic rich party. You guys are all in one little.
Some Democratic rich party. What Democratic rich party?
I don't know. Again, I'm not a Democrat.
Brian, thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you so much, Brian.
I'm not a Democrat to pull shit out of my ass.
You just pulled shit out of your ass saying that I'm paid. Janelle, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. Wait, if someone said this to your 10-year-old daughter, would you vote for them?
Is that a question to me?
Yeah, who else would I be talking to?
Okay, well, first of all, the way you're describing it, no. The way it happened, yes. That's the difference, buddy. You're in this delusional.
So, can you tell me what you think?
Cloud, whatever you want to call it.
Can you tell me what you think happened? Who was he referencing?
Again, I do not know, but I definitely know he's not referencing the little kid. That's what I know for a fact, because if he was referencing a little kid, he would have been
Wait. You said that I was assuming that he wasn't referencing a little kid. So why are you assuming that he is not referencing the little kid?
That's my point, Parker. We don't know, so we can't pass a judgment. Do you understand what I'm saying? Unless there's video evidence or any type of evidence that we can get to the bottom of that, then of course I would then make a judgment. But because there's no video evidence, because we don't know who else was there, because we don't know if there's an interviewer there or not, I cannot pass judgment. Therefore, I cannot answer your question. If I would be happy if he would talk to my little kid that way. Of course, no one's going to be happy if someone talked to my if I had a 10-year-old little girl. But we don't know. We don't know. That's my whole point. Who he was referencing, who he was talking to, about all that stuff. That's all I'm trying to say here. I'm not saying you're wrong. But I'm also not saying that you're not right. You could be possibly not right. That's all I'm saying, Parker.
Yeah, so again, what is most likely true?
I don't know, man. Most likely tomorrow the sun's going to come up, but is there a chance that it's not?
Wait,
yes,
you can see the little girl in the picture, in the video. Okay, so actually, there is a video. Here, I'm gonna play it for you. Denise, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. It is hard to see, but you can see her go up the escalator after, because it's a little bit off of the escalator. You can kind of see him in the bottom left of it, and then like you can see him on the left side, and then you can see the little girl like walk up the escalator. Would that be good enough reason for you, or would you have to see more?
I'm sorry. Are you saying that like you want me to look this video up, or are you going to share it right now?
No, I'm going to show you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, show me.
So again, you're going to have to look, and I'll have to pause it so that you can see what I'm referencing. Okay. Let me get to the point. Okay, so Donald Trump here. Let me get so you can see his hair. Okay, here, hold up. Because his hair is very noticeable. Okay, so right here, the interviewer is right here. Donald Trump's right here. You can see his hair right there. Okay.
Hold on, there's a glare, man. I can't see that.
Right there, you can see his head. That's the interviewer. Okay? That's Trump. That's the interviewer. Okay? I'm gonna go forward.
Honestly, I
can't
get out of that video. It's just a blur, to be honest with you. You know, I know you're showing me the video of quote unquote, but it wasn't enough.
You can see the little girl go here. You can see the little girl with her dad go up right here. That's the little girl. So when you go look at the video, this is this little girl right here going up, right next to her dad, and they look back, and you can see Donald Trump goes up the escalator a little bit after them. So it's clearly in reference to the girl that was there with her dad, and you could literally hear her respond. So the fact that you're disputing this at this point is fucking unbelievable to me.
Dude, you still didn't prove anything. All you said was there was a little girl with her dad. That's all you said. You still didn't prove to me who he was talking to and who he was talking about.
So again, I just showed you.
You just showed me the little girl.
Listen, Jack. Can you chill out for a second?
Of course.
Chill out for a second.
Bro.
I'm not the delusional one.
After this, let's talk about Biden telling kids in a pool to come sit on his lap. Let's talk about that afterwards. Because
okay, I'd love to talk about it because you daydream about Biden all the time. But can you please let me finish?
I daydream about one person.
Please let me finish.
Of course, go ahead.
Okay, so again, right? It is the case that we played you the video. You heard her respond to him. Not only do you hear her respond to him, you heard her respond after the second claim, after him saying it again, right? So he said, "Are you going up the escalator?" She responded, "Yes." Okay. He then said, "Can you believe it? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years." And she goes, "Ah." You can literally hear her respond to that. I think it's gross that he said that. Okay. Not only that, but then you can literally see them going up the escalator after. So again, it is very, very, very clear what happened there. You dispute it because you're insufferable and you want to feel okay with yourself voting for Donald Trump.
Again,
now, I don't know why the reason you're dying on this hill, but it is unbelievable.
Listen.
I've shown you the video. I have played the audio.
Dude. You've shown me a blurry ass picture of someone, and you still haven't shown who the hell Trump is talking to. You know, or
I just showed you he was talking to. I
No,
showed you the
didn't.
interviewer.
You showed me a little girl
Norma,
and
thank
a
you for the
guy
$5.
on an
Thank you.
escalator. That's all you did, dude. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about
No,
Biden
don't
telling
move
little
on.
girls
I
come
want
sit
you
on his
to,
lap.
instead of moving on,
You're
I
not
want
going to
you to
convince me. You're not going to
instead
change
of-
my mind on this.
because you are fucking partisan. You
Okay.
won't change your
Okay.
mind because it is
Yeah.
the case that no possible evidence could I give you that would you change your mind. I played you the
Oh
video.
my God.
I showed
Oh my
you.
God.
I showed you the audio. I showed you the video.
You're hilarious.
You still didn't
The
accept it
video
because
proved
you
nothing.
know.
The video proved nothing. That's my point.
Again,
You
the
showed
video
me
did
zero
prove it. It
evidence.
proved. I showed you. Again,
What did you show me? A kid on
can
an
you be quiet?
escalator?
Can you be quiet? Yes.
No.
Again, because he said, "Are you going up the escalator?" She said, "Yeah." You actually then after can see her going up the escalator. So you want to know what's crazy? We know who he was
Other
talking
than you?
to because we
Okay.
can see her go up the escalator after. I showed
Oh
you
my
on
God.
video
That's 'cause
of
she went
them
up the
going up
escalator.
the escalator after,
Okay.
and you will sit there and you will dispute it because he is your daddy. That's
Okay.
why.
Okay,
You
and
fucking
Kamala
love
is
Trump.
your mommy,
You're
right?
a cult
And Kamala
member.
is your mommy?
Cult member Jack.
Okay.
Cult member Jack. Can we get some cult member Jacks in the comment section? David, thank you for the
Yeah,
$5. Thank you so much.
hate on me,
And by the way,
dude.
everyone,
That's all you
if
got.
what I just showed
That's
you,
my point.
if
Hate
what
on
I
the
just
person
showed
that-
you, if what I just showed you proves to you that Donald Trump said this to a 10-year-old girl, please type 1 in the comment section. Type 1 in the comment section real quick. If that proved it to you, type 1 in the comment section. So it was enough evidence for Long. It was enough evidence for Vix. It was enough evidence for Roman. It was enough evidence for Naomi. It was enough evidence for Panda. It was enough evidence for the amazing Nick. It was enough evidence for Deanna. It was enough evidence for Melanie. It was enough evidence for Andrew. It was enough evidence for Crystal. It was enough evidence for JM. It was enough evidence for Maverick, for Azzy. It was enough evidence for Casey, for TC. It was enough evidence for Sarah. It was enough evidence for Scott. It was enough evidence for everyone in this chat that is spamming 1. Danielle. It was enough evidence for Daryl. It was enough evidence for FXY. It was enough evidence for Emily. It was enough evidence for Boston Sports Fan. It was enough evidence for Veronica, Angel, Gracie. It was enough evidence for Brianna. It was enough evidence for Taylor. It was enough evidence for Creature. It was enough evidence for Lewis. It was enough evidence for Danya. It was enough evidence for Vissel. It was enough evidence for Ariel. It was enough evidence for CE, for Sammy. Look at him run away. Because it was enough evidence for all the people spamming 1 in the comment section, but not enough evidence for him because he's a cult member. Thank you for the cap. Thank you so much. That's what it is. It's disgusting.